Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm so glad you can join me on traveling during the pandemic. So, yes, this is an informational question and answering session. And I hope some people join me and have questions about traveling because why I wanted to do this again because someone stopped me yesterday and had several questions. So, first of all, let's start out. Who am I? I am Yvette McQueen, MD, emergency physician and travel doctor, a global physician on a mission to educate about health, travel wellness, and disease prevention. So, what I do is I help professional travelers like you to travel healthy and safely during their travels, before, during, and after. So, that's what this is all about, to help you to travel safe and healthy. Well, this is June. Let's see, today is June 7th, 2020. And we're in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's still a pandemic going on, despite everything else that's going on. COVID-19 is still out there. And many states are starting to open up. And so we're starting to actually start traveling again. So on May 1st, if you go back to any of my lives on my YouTube, on May 1st, I did a session on traveling during the pandemic. So I just wanted to bring people up to date on what's going on, remind them of what's going on. Schools are out and people are really thinking about vacations. And if anybody have any questions they want to throw out there, I'm happy with it because I was talking to a few people yesterday and I was like, well, what about hotels? And what about this? And what about this? And I was like, oh, did I cover that? Okay, let me cover it again. I'll cover it again. So I just want to just join here just to make sure. Let's see. Let me join on and make sure that I'm not missing any questions. So I'm so glad you all here before we get started. Here we go. Traveling during the pandemic. There you go. We actually, let's see, can I start a watch party with this? Yeah, I can start a watch party with this. Okay, watch party. There we go. I hope someone has comments that let me know. Start a watch party. There we go. Okay. Oh, did I cover that? Okay. Let me turn that. Okay. There you go. All right. So let's see. Yes. Throw your comments in here if you got anything to say, and hopefully I'll grab them. All right. So traveling. Once again, Yvette McQueen, MD, emergency physician and travel doctor. So I'm going to tell you what's going on about traveling. Someone I know was taking a flight last Friday, and they're like, I'm so nervous about taking a flight. What should I know about taking a flight now? So a few things have changed about taking flights. Let's see, what has changed about taking flights? When you go to the airport now, so just plan more time going through TSA. So the changes with TSA now are if you have a boarding card or your phone, they no longer touch it. So even if it's on paper, they no longer touch it. What they want you to do is actually put it on their reader. You put your phone on the reader, show your ID. It needs to be out of its case. Show your ID, whatever is a passport or driver's license, and they'll look at it and say, okay. As far as going through the security line, what you're doing is taking your items and putting them in a bin. Try to compact it as much as possible because they say that's less contact on different things. If you have food, though, you have to take it out. You know, your bag of liquids, you have to take it out unless, of course, you pre-check. They are allowing more than the normal 4 ounces or 3.4 ounces of hand sanitizer. So they actually, if you have a bottle of the 8-ounce hand sanitizer, you can take it. They say up to 12 ounces of the hand sanitizer you can take. So if it's hand sanitizers, and you can take it. Okay, so that's the only exception there. If they need to check your bags, what they want you to do is you actually, it's like, okay, whose bag is this? We need to check it. You actually have to physically put it up. The less contact they have. What I would suggest, though, if they have to go through your bag and check it, ask them to change their gloves. Because have you noticed they wear the gloves, but they keep wearing the same gloves the whole time? Yeah. So he's like, oh, before you check my bags, can you please put on a new pair of gloves? And it's okay if you say that. They're okay with that. So that's what you need to do. Their requirement to wear a mask to get on the plane. Now, some people say to get on the plane, but you can take it off while you're on the plane. I wouldn't do that. I would just keep it on. It depends on how long your flight is. But I would keep it on as long as you do not have any breathing problems. Most flights, most airlines are sporadically spreading people around, that you're not sitting next to someone that's not your family member or that's not on your ticket. They're boarding from the back of the plane to the front. If you want to, you need to bring your own eating and drinking supplies. They may give you something like the bottled water and something in the bag, but that some airlines are not giving you anything, especially if the flight is under 3 hours. So bring your own food or your water bottle and refill it at the station and the airport. That's what you need to do for flying. This summer, also people are mostly having vacations in the United States, what we call it domestic, because internationally it's they're not open to us anymore. There's a lot of countries that are still closed to what they call foreigners, especially the United States, because the United States is still high when it comes to COVID. So they're not accepting US citizens. So if you do plan to do something international, what you need to do is check ahead of time. Please check ahead of time and say, find out if you don't want to get there and have to turn around and on your own expense, come back home on your own expense on the plane. So check to see if they're accepting foreigners, check to see if your hotel is accepting foreigners. What I will tell you is that the hotels, so I know the American Hotel Association, also some of the other ones, because I get weekly reports of what's going on. They've changed their policy about a lot of things they're doing. So I know the American hotels with the American Hotel Association, they're going with what they call the contactless signing in or checking in. So they want you to be able to have the app. A lot of hotels, whether it's Hilton, Marriott, IHG, which is Holiday Inn, and all of them, they want you to have their app. So what you do is you have your reservation, you sign in, you check in on the app, which sometimes would be great because you can actually check in before the normal 3 o'clock time if the room is ready. And most likely the room is ready because they have low capacities right now. Check in. So when you check in, you come in, you check in, your credit card's on file. They know which one they're going to charge, and you can go to your room. A lot of hotels actually have the key right on your phone. So I know, Hilton's been doing it for a while. So I check in and it says your key is ready. So what I do is when you get close to the door, it pops up and it says your room, you hit it and it opens the door. It opens the business center. It opens the gym. It opens the swimming pool area. So that's what they're using for now. You won't have maid service every day. So unless you need extra towels, extra cleaning or things like that, you won't have maid service every day. So know that. No buffet service. So if your hotel is known to have free breakfast, it won't have the hotel buffet where you go and make your waffles. They will, if your hotel does serve food, it's going to be a sit down or room service. And if you order room service, they're going to bring you your food and leave it outside the door. They're not going to actually enter your room. So, and of course, charging on a credit card that you have. So unless you want some other pay, you got to let them know how you want it paid. Okay. That's for hotels. Take your own cleaning supplies, but I always did it anyway. when I went to hotels, I would take, my wipes or cleanings or whatever and wipe down the high contact area, doorknobs, light switches, faucets, door handles, remote, TV, telephone. I will always wipe that down anyway. So just be conscious. Remember, they also have a lot of hand sanitizer sitting around, a lot of tissues laying around. Remember things, you probably like the hotel elevator buttons. You may take a tissue or something else like a pen and push your button instead of using your fingers, because then you have a tendency to put it in your face and you don't want to do that, right? Right. Okay, so Airbnbs are back, and particularly the private ones, they want you to book it because they have been suffering. With Airbnbs, what I suggest you stay in an Airbnb, just take your own cleaning supplies, and I'm sure they had it cleaned, but I would clean it again. Sometimes people are, and they're suggesting you maybe even bring your own towels and sheets because you know how those was washed, or you can take whatever they have and rewash it before you use it. That depends on you, how you want to choose it. But that's what I would do with Airbnbs if you're renting a house or anything like that. Okay. Cars. A lot of people are taking driving trips. I'm going to put something here in a comment. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, let me hear. So I put, an error occurred. Let me see you in a minute. I don't know if it's going to take it or not. There it is. It's in there. So I have a friend that, let's see, did it take it? No. It's called Traveling Child. Let's see, travelingchild.co. Thetravelingchild.co. So RV traveling. Someone asked me about RV traveling. And RV traveling, a lot of people say RV traveling. Yes. So if you don't want to stay in a hotel, but you want to travel the United States, consider renting an RV. And a friend of mine called The Traveling Child, that's her blog. Make sure you go to it. And she has a couple articles about the tips for first-time RV travelers, or what it's like to travel, that she's saying about RV traveling around the country. I think she did some of the Western states. So that's a consideration if you don't want to stay in a hotel and you have your family and it'd be more cost effective. A lot of people are doing the, let me take this out. Yeah, that's not working. So a lot of people are taking trips around the United States, going to the national parks. If you're going to the national parks, you can go to nationalparks.gov. Make sure you check, one, if the national park is open. Make sure you find out what the cost is. Some of them are free. Some of them are minimal, like $4 or $5 per person. Some of them actually have discounts for, I think military is free, discounts for senior citizens, discounts for students. Look for things under it for like the AARP or AAA or any of the other auto services to see if there's discounts for national parks. So and people are taking day trips. So what is in your own city? Have anyone ever checked their own city to see what the tourism is in their own city? So each city and state has a tourism board. So you can go to the Atlanta Tourism Board. You can go to the Orlando Tourism Board, the Miami Tourism Board, the Memphis Tourism Board. And find out the recreational sites, the visiting sites, historical sites, a lot of different things to do in your own city that you can actually have a vacation in your own city. Think about that. Or in the neighboring city, if you're closer to it. If I live an hour away from Kansas City, I'm gonna drive there for a day. It's a day trip. Enjoy something that's going on there. Or go to the state that's next to me. What's going on? Spend like I said, a day trip. If you're going to be traveling your car, you need to make sure your car is trip ready. Okay, so I suggest anyone gets any of those automobile rescue associations, and there's different ones you can have, that if you need run out of gas, flat tire, lock your key in the car, car stops on the middle highway, you have something to help you. You can call someone to help you. But things that you should carry in your car during the summer: bottled water, 1 to 2 bottles of water for each person, definitely. You can have snacks, extra food. I tell people there's a what we call a multi-purpose toolkit. It can have different things like if you get trapped in your seatbelt, you can cut your seatbelt. One that will shatter the glass. Because with you got to think it's hurricane season coming up, a lot of flash floods. If the car gets in water and you need to get out of the car quickly. Also in the car, make sure you have your spare tire in the back. A lot of people take the spare tire out for room, or they've used it and never put it back in. Make sure it's in the back and functional with a jack. Make sure that I have duct tape. Duct tape works wonder on a lot of things on any traveling trip. Fixing suitcases to whatever. Make sure you have a bright colored cloth, because if you I know they have the white one, they say put it on your antenna. Sometimes it's bright color that you need, something that's going to be fluorescent at night. You might need that for your car. And just make sure it's car ready. Make sure you've checked those tires, make sure you check the oil, the windshield washer fluid, have all that general maintenance that you have. Of course, your GPS is running, because everybody uses their GPS or on your phone. Because the good old map that we used to pull out and G3, go there. Yeah, most people are using GPS. So make sure that's functional when we're ready. So I'm glad all you've joined me, and I hope you're keeping up with what I'm saying. So we talked about the updates in flying. We talked about updates in the hotels and Airbnbs. We talked about updates in car travel, what you should take in your car. Of course, medically, I'm going to tell you, I'm the travel doctor. I'm going to keep you healthy. Let's talk about medical. What should you take? Of course, you should take all your prescription medicine. And a lot of people say take it in original bottles, or sometimes we take it in the little pill things, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You may not take enough. You may never know when you get stranded, have to stay an extra week. So you only taken a week of medicine, and now you need another extra week. So you need to take in original bottles. Sometimes they can be cumbersome if you more than 1 or 2, but take it with you. Take things that you like, your over-the-counter medicine for antacids and pain relief, because you never know where you're going, what the stock is going to be like nowadays with COVID, what the stock in the drugstores are going to be like. Everyone should have a first aid kit. Okay. And I will put in a suggestion about the first aid kit. Of course, I produce a travel box with a first aid kit. And then I have a couple other friends that make other first aid kits, and I'll let you know about those, and I'll put those in the comment. Let's see what else is going on. Yes, you should take with you. If you have any chronic medical disease, you should find out what the medical facilities are like in the destination that you're going. So, of course, if you're a dialysis patient, you should know you've probably already prearranged your dialysis. But also other people should know, I have heart problems, and I have, other problems that flare up during vacation times or different times. Maybe you need to know what the medical situation is. So if you're going camping or you're going RV and you're at the state park, and you need to know that you are an hour away from the next hospital, because a lot of places in the rural areas of the United States, the hospitals are an hour away, 40 minutes away. You need to know if an emergency happened, how far you need to get to. Of course, if you're out hiking and things like that, there's different programs you can use, different 911 calls you can use for, if something happens when you're remotely and need to get medical attention. And always, when you go into the national park, check with the park ranger and get information, because they not only give you detail and the map of the park, they also give you that type of information. If something happens, this is how you get in touch with us for the park ranger if you need us in an emergency. So those things are helpful. Great. Thank you. I'm just checking to see if there's any questions. You got any questions? Let me know. Just Say, hey, I got a question about something. So those are things medically you should definitely check out. Of course, during the summer, always think about allergic reaction. There's bee stings, sunscreen. Please wear your sunscreen. Um, we always talk about sunscreen, making sure it's SPF 30 and above. You put on your sunscreen 20 minutes before you expose yourself. Okay, 20 minutes before you expose yourself. Make sure, and if it's, even though you have waterproof sunscreen, if you go in the water and come out, you got to reapply it. You reapply every 2 hours. Everybody needs sunscreen. It doesn't matter how much melanin you have in your skin. Make sure you cover things like the top of your head. If you're missing a little hair there, or wear a hat. And they have the hats now that has SPF, and they'll tell you what the hats are, especially for children and babies and things like that. Their heads should be covered. Make sure you're covering things like the back of your ears, back of your neck, places you don't think of for your sunscreen. And also, of course, your face, the sunscreen. They makes a lot of the face moisturizers with sunscreen already in it, and males can also put it on. And also lip balm. Your lips get chapped and dry, and they can also get sunburned. So make sure your lip balm or lipstick has sunscreen in it. Okay, remember that. So is it safe to go in the water? I've been asked that. Yes, it's safe to go in the water. The water does not have COVID. People have COVID. The water does not. So is it safe to go swimming? Yes. So there's a difference between ocean swimming and swimming pool swimming. So to go on the ocean, of course, if you're on the beach, if you go to the beach early, and mark out your space, have a couple blankets around you so that people stay their good distance. They're 6 to 12 feet distance away from you. That marks out your space, and you're not overcrowded on the beach. The only people should be in your area or people that are your family members and you live with. So you can wear your mask going in case you're in contact with other people. And when you leave, do not wear your mask in the water swimming. No mask in the water, okay? You go swimming, you come out, and if you need to be in contact with other people, you can wear your mask then. Make sure there's a lifeguard present. No one should be swimming by themselves. Do not swim alone. That is just considered dangerous. Do not swim alone. Make sure there's always an adult around children when there's water. So if you're at your home swimming pool, the neighbor swimming pool, family swimming pool, there should be an adult with their eyes on those children at all times. Eyes on children at all times. Because children, it happens so fast, so quickly. You could be like talking, oh, well, let me go answer the phone, and you go in the house, or you turn away. No, you having a conversation with all the other parents, but no one's paying attention to children because you get involved in that conversation. Make sure there's eyes on, because floaters are not lifesavers. Floaters are not going to help save their life, okay, because it can happen so fast in the pool. Now, when it comes to swimming pool, chlorine pools are better than saltwater pools because chlorine added to it kills. Chlorine pools are better than the saltwater pools. So that's my suggestion for swimming pools. If you're in the neighborhood pool, just make sure you're keeping your social distancing, 6 feet as far as the chairs. And we recommend there should be swim lanes or swim areas, a little area that you're swimming with away from other people that's not in your family or what we say your cohort or people that you're used to being with at all times. Okay, so that's good for traveling. So airplanes, hotels, we talked about cars. We said try national parks, and try RV because you can do RV renting and camping. Some people are considering camping at home. So you can try say, hey kids, we're gonna have a camp night. You get your camping equipment, you put it out in your backyard, and act like you're out there. Do everything outside. Disconnect from all the electronics, and you're camping outside, you're cooking outside, you got your string of lights around the yard. That could be your camping episode for the summer. Consider that. Okay. So that's what traveling during the pandemic. You still can travel, and you can travel safely and stay healthy. The whole thing is remember to just watch your surroundings. Once again, wash your hands frequently. Even so, if you're out, you're touching things, considering wash your hands because it is destroyed by just simple washing hands because of the type of cell membrane that COVID has. If you do not have soap and water available for you, then consider hand sanitizer until you have the ability to go use soap and water. Avoid still touching your hands on your face. You want to wear your mask over your nose and your mouth and up under your chin. I suggest wearing the ear loop ones because then you can remove it by the ear loops and don't touch the outside because that's what's been exposed to other people. Masks are for children 2 years and up, and they do have some child size ones. And it's been a challenge, but they're becoming more frequently defined. Some people have asked about children that have sensory problems and can't have it. If they're having problems with the mask on their face, try the mask that has more of the duck bill, look like a duck bill, more it's not flat against their face. It has a little area and it gives them feel like a little bit more freedom around. And once again, the mask should be worn when they're in contact with other people. No, don't go bike riding with a mask because, yeah, exertion and that can actually not be good, especially in the heat. So consider that. Um, that where how far are you going away from the house as far as the children going away from the house. So remember hand washing, and I tell them even the small children. I was with my 2-year-old niece. She knows about washing hands and she sings row your boat twice to wash the hands. Make sure they're washing it, getting some friction going, the alphabet song, or row your boat. Okay, you can do that. So vacation, you can have vacation this summer, and it can be lovely and it can be safe and it can be fun, and I hope you all will enjoy it. So I don't see any questions out there right now, but I hope you have enjoyed it. So, I'm almost at my half hour point, so let's wrap it up real quick. Air travel, international, not a lot. If you do international, check with your destination, see if they're letting us in, the U.S. citizens, and double check everything. TSA change of regulations, make sure you're adding extra time before your flight. TSA is not touching your boarding pass. Oh, I forgot to say, if you have clear, they're using retinal scan instead of the fingerprints, okay? You can take 12 ounces of hand sanitizer. That's the only change in liquid regulations. Wear a mask to get on the plane. Then there's they're boarding from the back to the front. Make sure your car is ready if you choose to do the day trips. Do a trip, do vacation in your own city, check with the tourism board. If you do a day trip for the next city over, the next state over, make sure your car is ready. Make sure you check the maintenance, the tires, carry water with you, have a multi-purpose tool, have something for if you have car trouble, like, the auto association of whichever you're choosing is. No one's paying me for this. Have water, have duct tape, have a bright color cloth you can put on your antenna if you get in trouble. Consider the U.S. national parks, and they have discounts or free for people like military. Check with AARP for senior citizens. And once again, if you consider RV traveling, put your family in RV, going somewhere. You have to want someone to stay. You stay at one of the camping parks. Find out if they're open, the cost of it. I think you have to make reservations ahead of time for it. And thetravelingchild.co. She has RV tips for people traveling RV for the first time. So you can give that a try. Okay. And make sure you stay healthy and safe. Take your medicine, prescription medicine, take original bottles. You never know when you're going to get stranded. Okay. Find out what the medical facilities are around you. That in case you need it, if you're stranded out somewhere, if you're hiking, especially the adventurous people, that things can sometimes happen. Oh, and I forgot to tell you too, if you do forget your prescription medicine when you leave home and you're with a big chain, whether it's Walmart's or Walgreens or CVS, they keep that all on file. Because I went from Florida to DC, and they could pull up my record, and they knew what I was on, and just tell them, hey, I'm visiting for 3 days. I forgot my medicine. Can I get 3 days of medicine supply? They usually let you do that. Okay. So I hope this was all helpful. Hey, everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm so glad. I hope all my information was helpful. And like I said, you can travel during the pandemic. You can have a wonderful vacation through the pandemic. Remember to wear your sunscreen. Okay, remember to swim well. Make sure you're not swimming alone. You have a lifeguard, and just enjoy life. Okay, so take care, peace and love. Yvette McQueen, MD, a global physician on a mission to educate about health, travel wellness, and disease prevention. You can find me at YvetteMcQueenMD.com and all social media, Yvette McQueen MD. Ciao for now.